What if I told you that a man can spend hours trying to hide his feelings, yet his body and behavior expose him in just a few seconds? The biggest signs of attraction are often the ones he doesn't even realize he's showing. Today, you'll discover 7 flirty behaviors men simply can't hide when they're genuinely interested. Once you know these signs, you'll stop second-guessing mixed signals and start seeing what's really happening. If you're enjoying this breakdown and want more practical dating advice that helps you understand attraction without the guessing games, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, which of these signs have you noticed most often? Your answer might help someone else see a situation more clearly. Now, let's continue with the next behavior. Imagine walking into a room filled with people. Conversations are happening everywhere. Laughter fills the air, and everyone seems busy, yet somehow his eyes keep finding you. This is one of the strongest signs of genuine attraction because eye contact is difficult to fake. When a man is truly interested, his attention naturally drifts toward the woman who has captured his curiosity. He doesn't have to remind himself to look at you. It simply happens. You may notice him glancing your way even when you're talking to someone else. The moment you begin speaking, he seems more attentive than anyone around him. If something funny happens, he often checks your reaction before anyone else's. It's almost as if your opinion matters to him even before the relationship has had a chance to grow. These small moments reveal where his attention naturally wants to be. Another clue is the way his expression changes when he notices you. His face often softens, his smile appears more genuine, and his eyes brighten without him realizing it. These reactions happen in a split second because they are emotional rather than planned. A forced smile usually fades quickly, but a real smile reaches the eyes and lingers a little longer. You might also catch him looking away the instant your eyes meet, especially if he's shy or unsure about how you feel. Many people assume that looking away means a lack of interest, but in reality, it can mean the opposite. Sometimes attraction creates nervousness, and that brief moment of looking away is simply him trying to regain his composure. Other men will confidently hold eye contact just a little longer than normal, silently communicating interest without saying a single word. Of course, eye contact alone doesn't tell the whole story. Some people are naturally friendly, confident, or expressive with everyone they meet. That's why it's important to look for consistency. Does he keep noticing you throughout different situations? Does his attention return to you even when there are plenty of distractions? When his eyes repeatedly seek you out, not once but again and again, it's often because his interest is genuine and his attention keeps following the person he wants to know better. One of the clearest signs that a man is interested in you is that he keeps finding reasons to talk to you, even when he doesn't really need one. The conversation itself becomes less important than the opportunity to connect. He might ask a simple question that he could easily answer on his own, send you a message about something small, or bring up a topic that reminds him of you. These moments may seem ordinary at first, but together they reveal a pattern. When someone enjoys your company, they naturally look for chances to keep the interaction alive. You may notice that he starts conversations with random observations, funny stories, or light-hearted jokes that don't have a specific purpose. He's not necessarily trying to impress you with grand gestures. Instead, he's creating moments where the two of you can share attention and build familiarity. Even if the conversation starts with something simple, he'll often look for ways to extend it by asking follow-up questions or responding with genuine interest. Another clue is how engaged he becomes while you're speaking. Rather than waiting for his turn to talk, he listens carefully, reacts to what you say, and asks questions that encourage you to keep sharing. This kind of curiosity usually comes from wanting to understand who you are, not just keeping the conversation going. He remembers your answers because they matter to him, and he often refers back to them later, showing that he wasn't just hearing your words but actually paying attention. You'll also notice that he responds with enthusiasm when you reach out first. Instead of giving short or delayed replies every time, he puts effort into the conversation. He shares stories, laughs with you, and contributes enough to keep the exchange flowing naturally. Even if he's busy, he often finds a moment to respond because staying connected feels worthwhile. It's also common for him to create small opportunities to see you again. He may casually mention an event, recommend a place you might enjoy, or suggest continuing the conversation another time. These invitations usually feel relaxed rather than forced because he's trying to spend more time with you without making the situation uncomfortable, giving the connection more room to grow while learning whether the interest is shared. A man's body language often reveals what his words are trying to hide. Even when he says very little, the way he positions himself around you can quietly communicate genuine interest. People naturally move toward what they enjoy, and when a man is attracted to you, his body usually follows that instinct before his mind even realizes it. These subtle signals happen automatically, making them much more difficult to fake than rehearsed compliments or clever conversation. One of the first things you may notice is that he turns his body toward you, even in a group setting. His shoulders, feet, and torso tend to face you because his attention is centered on you. While others may be looking around the room or checking their phones, he remains focused on the interaction. This doesn't happen because he's trying to make a statement. It happens because your presence naturally holds his attention. You might also notice that he leans in slightly when you're talking. Leaning closer is a sign that he wants to hear you better and create a stronger sense of connection. Even in a noisy environment, he'll instinctively reduce the physical distance between the two of you instead of pulling away. At the same time, he'll usually respect your personal space, allowing the interaction to feel comfortable rather than overwhelming. Another common behavior is that he becomes more expressive when you're around. His posture straightens, his gestures become more animated, and his facial expressions show more emotion. He smiles more easily, laughs a little louder, and seems more energetic during your conversations. Without realizing it, he's putting more of himself into the interaction because your attention matters to him. You'll often see small nervous habits as well. He may adjust his shirt, fix his hair, straighten his watch, or briefly touch his face while talking to you. These tiny grooming behaviors are surprisingly common when someone wants to make a good impression. They're usually unconscious reactions rather than carefully planned actions. The most important thing to remember is that no single body language signal proves attraction on its own. The real clue is when several of these behaviors appear together repeatedly over time. When his posture opens toward you, his attention stays locked on you, and his movements consistently show comfort, curiosity, and engagement, his body is often expressing feelings that he hasn't found the words to say yet. Playful teasing is one of the most common ways a man shows interest without openly admitting how he feels. Instead of giving obvious compliments all the time, he creates light-hearted moments that make the interaction fun and memorable. This kind of teasing isn't about making you feel embarrassed or uncomfortable. It's about building chemistry, sharing laughter, and creating a connection that feels effortless. When a man enjoys being around you, he often wants your conversations to stand out from the ordinary. You might notice that he gently jokes about something harmless, like your love for coffee, your favorite TV show, or the way you always arrive a few minutes early. His goal isn't to criticize you. Instead, he's inviting you into a playful exchange where both of you can laugh together. Healthy teasing has a warm tone behind it. Even when he's pretending to challenge you, his smile, relaxed body language, and friendly attitude make it clear that he's enjoying the interaction. Another sign is that he pays close attention to how you respond. If you laugh, tease him back, or seem comfortable, he'll naturally continue the playful conversation. If he notices that a joke doesn't land well, a man who genuinely cares about your feelings will usually change his approach. Someone who is interested in building trust wants you to enjoy the moment just as much as he does. Playful teasing also creates a sense of exclusivity. Over time, the two of you may develop inside jokes, funny nicknames, or references that only the two of you understand. These shared moments strengthen emotional closeness because they create memories that belong to your connection. Even days later, he might bring up one of those jokes again, simply because it reminds him of the enjoyable time you spent together. You may also notice that he mixes teasing with sincere compliments. He might joke about your competitive side during a game and then genuinely tell you how much he enjoys your confidence or your sense of humor. This balance keeps the conversation light while still allowing his admiration to come through naturally. The teasing becomes a safe way to flirt without making the interaction feel overly serious, giving both of you the chance to relax, laugh, and discover whether the attraction grows into something deeper through shared moments of genuine enjoyment. When a man is genuinely interested in you, he often remembers the little things that most people quickly forget. Anyone can remember your birthday or your job after hearing it a few times, but attraction shows up in the tiny details that seem too small to matter. He remembers your favorite coffee order, the name of your childhood pet, the vacation you always wanted to take, or the story you casually shared weeks ago. These details stay with him because when he cares about someone, he naturally pays closer attention. You might mention that you have an important meeting on Friday, and days later he asks how it went without needing a reminder. Perhaps you once told him about a book you wanted to read, and the next time you talk, he brings it up to see if you've started it. These moments may seem simple, but they reveal that he isn't just listening to respond. He's listening because what matters to you is beginning to matter to him as well. Another sign is that he remembers your preferences and quietly adjusts his behavior around them. If you mention that you don't like horror movies, he won't suggest one for your next outing. If you tell him you're allergic to a certain food, he'll remember that when choosing a restaurant. These thoughtful actions aren't grand romantic gestures. They're small acts of consideration that show he's paying attention to your comfort and happiness. You'll also notice that he connects new conversations to things you've shared before. Instead of asking the same questions repeatedly, he builds on previous discussions. He might say, "Last time you mentioned your sister was moving. How did everything go?" Or, "I remember you said this month would be really busy at work." This creates a feeling that your conversations have continuity rather than being forgotten as soon as they end. Of course, some people naturally have excellent memories, so remembering details alone isn't proof of attraction. The difference is the intention behind it. When a man consistently recalls personal information, checks in about the things that matter to you, and uses those details to make your conversations more meaningful, he's showing that you're becoming important in his world. His attention isn't focused on facts for the sake of remembering them. It's focused on understanding you better, because knowing more about you feels valuable to him in a way that goes far beyond ordinary conversation. One of the most overlooked signs of attraction is something psychologists often call mirroring. When a man is genuinely interested in you, he may begin to copy some of your words, gestures, expressions, or even your energy without realizing he's doing it. This isn't something people usually plan. It's a natural response that often happens when someone feels comfortable, connected, and emotionally engaged with another person. The more he enjoys being around you, the more likely his behavior is to subtly reflect yours. You might notice that after you lean forward during a conversation, he does the same a few moments later. If you smile, he smiles back almost instantly. When you speak with excitement, his tone becomes more animated. If you're calm and relaxed, he may naturally match your pace and energy. These small adjustments help create a feeling of harmony, making the conversation flow more easily without either of you consciously trying to make it happen. Mirroring can also appear in the words he chooses. You may use a particular phrase or expression, and before long, you hear him using it too. If you have a unique way of describing something or a favorite saying, he may start repeating it during your conversations. This isn't usually imitation for the sake of copying you. Instead, it's a subtle sign that he's paying close attention and feels connected to the way you communicate. Another clue is how naturally your conversations begin to feel synchronized. You laugh at similar moments, pause at the same time, or finish each other's thoughts without trying. While this doesn't happen in every interaction, growing emotional comfort often creates a rhythm where both people seem more more in tune with each other. That shared rhythm can make spending time together feel easy and enjoyable. It's important to remember that mirroring isn't exclusive to romantic attraction. Friends, family members, and close colleagues can also mirror one another because they share trust and familiarity. That's why it's best to view this behavior alongside other signs, such as consistent attention, genuine curiosity, playful flirting, and thoughtful effort. When mirroring appears together with these other behaviors over time, it often suggests that his interest is becoming more personal, creating a connection that feels increasingly natural, comfortable, and emotionally engaging with every interaction you share. When a man is genuinely attracted to you, he often looks for natural and respectful ways to be physically close. This doesn't mean invading your personal space or making you feel uncomfortable. Instead, it shows up in small, thoughtful moments where being near you simply feels like the place he wants to be. Attraction has a way of pulling people together, and without even thinking about it, he may choose the seat next to you, stand a little closer during conversations, or find reasons to stay nearby when there are plenty of other places he could be. You might notice that during a group gathering, he gradually ends up beside you instead of across the room. If everyone is walking together, he naturally falls into step with you. When you're talking, he stays engaged instead of looking for an excuse to leave. These actions may seem insignificant on their own, but when they happen consistently, they often reveal where his attention and interest are focused. Another subtle sign is the way he reacts to brief, appropriate moments of physical contact. If your hands accidentally touch while reaching for the same object, or your shoulders lightly brush as you walk together, he doesn't immediately pull away in an awkward rush. Instead, he remains relaxed and comfortable, enjoying the closeness without forcing anything further. Sometimes he may offer a friendly high five, a quick congratulatory touch on the shoulder, or a gentle gesture to guide you through a crowded space, always paying attention to your comfort and boundaries. You'll also notice that he creates opportunities to spend more time near you. He may arrive a little earlier if he knows you'll be there, linger after a conversation instead of ending it quickly, or volunteer to help with something if it means sharing a few extra moments together. His goal isn't simply to be in the same location, it's to create more chances for meaningful interaction. Of course, everyone has different comfort levels with personal space, and cultural differences also play a role. That's why respectful attraction always includes awareness of your reactions. A man who truly likes you will never ignore signs that you're uncomfortable. Instead, he'll match your level of comfort, allowing closeness to develop naturally over time. His desire to be near you comes from genuine interest, balanced with patience, respect, and a sincere appreciation for the connection the two of you are gradually building. Perhaps the strongest flirty behavior a man can't easily hide is his consistent effort to stay connected with you. Attraction isn't revealed by one exciting conversation or a single romantic gesture. It's revealed by what happens over time. When a man truly likes you, he doesn't disappear for long periods without explanation and then suddenly return only when it's convenient. Instead, he finds simple, genuine ways to keep the connection alive, because talking to you becomes something he looks forward to. You may notice that he checks in just to see how your day is going, sends you something that reminded him of you, or shares a funny video because he thinks it will make you smile. These messages don't always have an important purpose. Their real purpose is maintaining the connection. Even on busy days, he often finds a small moment to let you know you're on his mind. Another sign is that he follows through on what he says. If he tells you he'll call, he usually does. If he suggests meeting for coffee next week, he makes an effort to plan it instead of leaving the idea hanging. Consistency creates trust, and a man who is genuinely interested understands that his actions speak louder than his words. Rather than making endless promises, he shows his interest through dependable behavior. You'll also see that he makes room for you in his life. He remembers important events, asks about things you've been working toward, and celebrates your successes with genuine excitement. When something meaningful happens to you, he wants to hear about it because your experiences matter to him. He isn't only present when everything is exciting, he's also interested in the ordinary moments that make up your everyday life. Of course, everyone has responsibilities, demanding schedules, and times when communication naturally slows down. Healthy attraction doesn't require constant texting or being available every minute of the day. What matters is the overall pattern. Does he consistently return, make an effort, and show that the relationship is a priority rather than an afterthought? Real interest is built through steady actions repeated over time. While charming words can create excitement in the moment, consistent effort creates confidence because it quietly demonstrates that he values your presence and wants to keep building a meaningful connection with you. So, what have we learned? The truth is, when a man is genuinely into you, he doesn't always announce it with grand romantic speeches or dramatic gestures. More often, his feelings appear in the small things he can't fully control. The way his eyes keep searching for you, the excuses he finds to start another conversation, the openness of his body language, the playful teasing, the tiny details he remembers, the way he mirrors your energy, his desire to be close to you, and the consistent effort he makes to stay connected. All tell a story that words alone often cannot. At the same time, it's important not to judge someone's feelings based on a single behavior. One sign by itself can be misleading. A friendly person may smile at everyone. A confident person may maintain eye contact with anyone they meet. That's why the real answer is found in patterns, not isolated moments. When several of these behaviors appear consistently over time, they paint a much clearer picture of genuine interest. Most importantly, never forget your own value. You don't need to chase someone, decode every text message, or overanalyze every interaction. The right person won't leave you constantly questioning where you stand. While attraction can be subtle, genuine interest usually becomes clearer through repeated actions, respect, and steady effort. So the next time you wonder whether a man likes you, stop listening only to what he says. Watch what he naturally does when he's around you. His habits, attention, and consistency will often reveal far more than perfectly chosen words ever could. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future insights on dating, attraction, confidence, and building healthy relationships. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.